My name is Meghann Perry, and I am a woman in long-term recovery. For me, that means that I haven't used drugs or alcohol since December 28th, 2011. I live in the Boston suburbs on the South Shore with my 18-year-old daughter and my cat and my dog. When I got pregnant, I was on methadone because I'd been using heroin for 6 years and had always been trying to get off of it and had found methadone to be really helpful. And of course that meant that she would be born dependent on methadone. But that was absolutely the best thing for her and for me. When my daughter was born, we just really didn't know much of anything about Neonatal Abstinence Syndrome. And the methadone clinic gave me a little bit of information, so I knew that she was probably going to go through withdrawals after she was born. Nobody really talked about any kind of long-term effects of NAS because I think that they didn't know. I didn't really know anything about parenting or taking care of babies or anything. And then on top of that, she had the symptoms, and so pretty much everything I learned was while she was in the hospital. Sleeping was really, really hard. She would not go to sleep and she wouldn't stay asleep. She hated baths. She screamed her head off with baths, which I now know is because she had sensory issues. She was hypersensitive, and I think if I had known that that was a symptom of NAS, I think I could have handled it better. The stigma of being a person with substance use disorder with a baby born dependent on opioids just made it almost impossible for me to find support. Connecting with other parents in this situation, I think, is incredibly helpful. And it's too bad we didn't have that then. Despite how hard some of those early months were and even that whole first year, she was just a joy. She was so resilient too and so bright. It's like she was just built optimistic. She hit every milestone that she was supposed to hit and grew just like she was supposed to grow. She's grown into just an amazing young woman. She just turned 18, which I can't believe. Maybe I'm not the most common story, but I am one person who has struggled with substance use disorder, has struggled to parent, and made it. I'm in long-term recovery. I've had custody of my daughter for the last 8 years. There was a period when I didn't, and she was living with my mother. It's possible. We do recover, and I think it's incredibly important that everyone around the situation around the biological parent just doesn't quite give up on them. One of the things that got me through was just trying to do my best all the time, even when I thought it wasn't good enough. I just kept trying. And it was really hard when Sophie first came back to live with me. She was 10 and we didn't know each other very well. And it took time, and over the years we've grown so much with trust and love and lots of forgiveness. And we have a really beautiful relationship today. And as hard as the road has been, I wouldn't change what we have today. So yeah, it's really cool what I get to do for a living now. I found a way to combine my love of recovery and my love of theater and performing arts. So I'm an actor in a theater troupe that does substance use prevention, and I write and perform personal narrative storytelling, and I also teach it to other people in recovery. So I get to do really cool work.